Welcome to this special video about what to do when you're stuck. Maybe everything has gone perfectly fine so far. You have not encountered any problems. Nothing that happened really made you doubt about what to do next. And your programming journey has been smooth as it can be. Great, I'm so happy for you. And maybe you can just watch this in the future. But maybe you have gotten stuck before and you didn't know how to get out of it. And you thought, should I smash my computer or just burn it altogether? So this video is about how not to hurt your computer in 3 simple steps. 1. Step away from the code. You are so into that code, you're stuck, you might be frustrated. If you're stuck in the code, you're probably not going to find the answer in the code. So just take a step back, maybe take a little break, step away from the code. 2. Ask yourself, what is the task at hand? Go back to the base. What is it that I'm actually doing? Put the point where you are right now in that perspective, because that is the most important. You are performing a certain task. Now this explanation, you can give it to yourself or you can give it to a rubber duck. That's very common practice among programmers. Many programmers have a rubber duck on their desk and they will explain these types of things to the rubber duck. And the whole idea is that you're communicating about your code, about the tasks, about the problems that you encounter. Of course, you can also do it to a person or you can just tell yourself. It's not that important to get feedback. The important thing is that you are getting clear for yourself what your task is. Are you really understanding what it is that you're doing? So you ask yourself, what is the task at hand? And then finally, you ask yourself, what is your problem? You got stuck at a certain point. What was really the issue? So this is the detailed layer. This is the point where you actually got stuck. Talking about these things, what is the task at hand, that is the bigger picture, and what is your problem, that's the detailed part, might already give you an idea of what to do, how to get unstuck, how to solve the problem that you encountered. Maybe you find out that you were doing something that was actually not really part of the task and you just got lost in your code. Maybe talking about it to someone, they might see a fault in your reasoning and they might ask you a question which makes you realize, oh wait, I should actually do this or that. Now maybe you're thinking, if it were this simple, I probably wouldn't be stuck. To that I would say that the issue often is that you're too deep into the code. You're only thinking in code. You're only looking at your code. But it's so important to take that step back, to reason about what you're doing, to see the code that you're creating now in the perspective of the task that you are completing. Communicating about your task and about your problem, it makes a huge difference. So just to recap, step away from the code, maybe take a break. Even just taking a break and then coming back, your mind is clear. You might already know the answer then. And then ask yourself, what is the task at hand? And what is the issue that I'm encountering? What is the problem right now? And I just want to remind you that in learning how to program and during your programmer's journey, it's so important to allow yourself to fail. When you get stuck, you might think, I shouldn't be stuck. I should know how to do this. I don't want to be stuck. But this doesn't help you. This frustration is not going to solve the issue. Allow yourself to fail. Allow yourself to be in that stuck position. Well, you're there. What's next? How you react to being in a position of failure, to being in a position of being stuck, of encountering problems, etc. That is the most important thing. So try out the 3 steps that I told you, and there's a very good chance that you will be able to solve your problem, to get unstuck. And if not, at least you are able to clearly communicate what the task is and what your problem is to someone who might help you. So allow yourself to fail and take away the frustration, because failing is super normal and it's super necessary because you learn so much from it. And finally, as I said in the beginning, programming is basically giving the computer instructions to do what you want. Now there are 2 sides to this. On the one hand, this makes you fully responsible. If the computer doesn't do the right thing, well, it's because you're not giving it the right instructions, correct? And that's why then it's so important to take that step back, right? Because even though you might think, I'm gonna smash or burn my computer, there is just something wrong in your code. But the other side of this is, when you're in that position of stuck, you might think, oh, it's so difficult, this is so complex. But take this step back and remember, programming is nothing more than giving the computer instructions to do what you want. That's it. It's not necessarily hard. So just remember that. I hope the 3 steps help you when you get stuck and help you to communicate clear about your code. See you in the next video.